But yeah, it's hard work because I have to have a full book done. And so far I have 2 spreads done. But I've got, I think, 4 more to go. So it's definitely going to be a long journey, and I'll have to postpone that till after I finish Drawlloween as well, because yeah, got to focus on Drawlloween first. Don't want to get too bogged down. Murders, hard work pays off though, the satisfaction of completing it. You can do it. Aw, thank you. I really appreciate that. I know I have you guys supporting me, and that's really awesome. Definitely motivating knowing you guys are in my corner. I always think about how everyone has different approaches when they have a bad day, and I guess what works to encourage them. I'm not quite sure. It's always hard to know what's your thing and what helps you, because obviously when you're in a hole, it's hard to get out of it. But I think for me, it's things like art block and feeling like my work isn't good enough. The best thing for me is just always to keep going, just keep moving forward, putting one foot in front of the other, and yeah, just keep making, keep creating and everything. What about you guys? What helps you get out of, I guess, creative slumps or just slumps in general? Murders. Don't really even know. I can draw anytime. Don't really have a creative slump in that way. I've got ideas always. Oh, well, that's really awesome. I'm glad you don't really get into creative slumps. That's definitely a pain when you get into those. For me, I think the biggest reason I get into them is because I'm too stiff to draw. So yeah, it's just emotional, I guess. It depends on what kind of mood you're in, but your hands become a little bit too stiff, and then you're not loose enough when you're drawing. So what often helps for me is to just go and do a very terrible drawing, just either a blind drawing or just something. Just get it out, and then yeah, keep drawing as much as possible until I've gotten that, stiffness out of my fingers and everything, and then I tend to be able to just go on as normal. So yeah, that really helps for me. Murders, but I am just lazy at times, playing a game or two instead of drawing. Don't worry, I definitely know what that feels like. I'm not much different from you in that regard, so you're not alone. I think we all get into those slumps at times where we just feel like, oh, it's easier to do something like playing a game instead of focusing on a drawing. It's actually crazy how much attention span a drawing does take out of you at times. Um, if you're tired, you don't have the capacity to really think up a good composition, or just plan out a good drawing in general. So yeah, it's not easy. I mean, obviously, if you're just doing something in your comfort zone, that's fair enough, and that's fairly easy. But if you're trying to push new boundaries, yeah, it's definitely not so simple. So yeah. Etsy. Oh, hello, Etsy. Is it Etsy or is it Etsy? Thank you for joining the stream. I'm so glad you found me finally. You've been following me for forever on Instagram. That's so awesome to have you here on Twitch as well. Murders. Oh, I guess I don't plan things, so that's why I don't get to slumps. Oh, okay, do you just sit down and just come up with a concept? Murders. I just draw without thinking much. So I definitely got to make, I think, her hair darker, especially if I wanted to stand out against that hat of hers. Ezzy. Oh, okay. I'll stick with Ezzy then. Murders. Yeah, I don't sketch beforehand or anything like that. I just draw from start. Okay. So you're more of an emotional, I guess, expressive drawer than a planner, I suppose. For me, I tend to, well, at times I do tend to just sit down and just draw. But then I have, I'll have a moment in the day where I come up with this idea and I just, just feel like it'll make a great drawing. And so what I'll do is I have a little notepad and I'll jot an idea down, or I'll, just do a mini sketch of it so that I can come back to it later. And that really helps, I find, especially if you're, about to lose an idea, but you just want to keep it. But yeah, then there are other times when I do just sit down, as you said, and yeah, it just happens, really. But I think that's when you're really in the zone and you're really, I guess, feeling the drawing, and you're really refreshed, not as tired and everything. So that definitely does help. Definitely did her other face a little less angled, so I'm trying to get that consistency going here so that she doesn't look more square at her chin than the other one does. There we go. It's funny how much the human face has all these details that helps identify a character. It's, especially if you're doing a caricature, you can get away with so much, but really it's you don't have a lot of room for error because we're so used to seeing people, and that means that we're really good at critiquing when something's wrong as well. So Etsy, lol, anytime you stream, I'm working or in bed. Aw, that's awful. You work too much. You need to take more days off. What time is it for you now at the moment? I'm glad you finally got to make a stream. My stream earlier today was during my daytime hours, so hopefully this is more convenient for everybody. Murders, what about working from bed? Exactly, that would be a dream. I'm sure there are some people who manage that. Although I think your body would complain about some of the energy it's got though. Wouldn't be such a healthy lifestyle. Ezzy, I wish I work in a medical office. Murders? Yeah, I remember you working in the medical industry. That must have been quite hectic during this period. Have things calmed down for you at work though? Hopefully they have. Ezzy, I'm at lunch, so it's fine. Oh, well, thank you so much for popping by during your lunch hour. I really appreciate that. Hopefully, do you have a long lunch hour or is it only a couple of minutes? I know in some of the medical industry you barely get time to sit down at all. It's such hard work. Ezzy, I'm at yes, but it's in spurts. Okay, so I'm guessing it's like a couple minute breaks during the day. Lol, used to be an hour, but we are short staffed, so it's half. Oh, well, hopefully you can get some more staff to fill in for you. That's not good at all. It's so hard when you're in a career where you don't really have a lot of room to, take a sick day or everything. Obviously, with my line of work, it's very different. But I know, especially in the medical industry, it's so hard. You can't just cancel because people have booked appointments, and it's definitely a whole different ball game. So you're pretty lucky you're getting to see the Drawlloween drawings a little bit earlier. Everybody else on Instagram won't get to see them till late October, so you're getting a sneak peek. I recently sent my postcards out to one of my patrons, and I'm planning to do some Harry Potter themed ones for this coming month. So I got to do a Harry Potter themed one. I'm not sure which one would be a good choice. I definitely want to do the little owl. I think he's called Hedwig. Ezzy, yeah, but I'm moving next year, so I'm looking forward to leaving this job. Oh, well, I hope you're really happy at the new place as well. Moving can be extremely daunting and extremely scary, and it brings a whole set of new challenges, but it's definitely good for your career to move forwards, and I'm so happy you're getting the chance to do that. That's awesome. You should let me know if you're settling in there and how you're going. Ezzy, yes, I am lucky to see you. Oh, well, thank you so much. I really appreciate you popping in. It's me that's the lucky one. It's me. You guys take the time of day to come and support me. It's really awesome. Ezzy, I'm moving from the east coast of the USA to the other side of the country, lol. Oh, wow, that's intense. Will you be moving away from your family then? That must be so scary. Is it a permanent job or is it just a contract? Not quite sure why, but it just seems like something with her face is a little bit different from the other one. I'm trying to figure out what that is. Ezzy, I'm moving in with my fiance for now, permanent till we move back to the East Coast together. Well, that's wonderful. I'm so happy for you. That's awesome. That must be a really big move. Does he have a job to where you're moving to as well? I think I can start the next playlist for us as well. Just trying to reference off of her and see what I gotta do still. Actually, might get some time to work on the previous drawing that I didn't finish yesterday as well. That would be awesome. Luckily, all the buffering has calmed down at the moment. Ezzy, yes. I suppose that means he's got a job there as well? Ezzy, I have to head back, but I hope to catch you again. Happy streaming. I love this picture. Aw, I really appreciate that. Thank you so much for popping by. It means a lot. And I hope you have a really lovely rest of your workday as well. Don't work too hard. Ezzy, you'll take care. Aw, well, we definitely will. You do too, as well. So Murders, where did your interest in art start? I know for me, I started drawing when I was in school, and well, I actually started drawing when I was a lot younger than that, but I think it really kicked off when I was in school, and instead of doing schoolwork, I would draw in my school books, which meant that I had to do a lot of homework till late in the evenings, but I feel like it was a lot of good practice. You know, obviously that's what I'm doing at the moment, so definitely don't regret not focusing as much on my schoolwork and giving that dedication to my art. But yes, it is important to have both, that's for sure. I think I predominantly used to draw guinea pigs, drew all my pets. Yeah, pretty much mostly animals. I went through a lot of different phases, obviously. I drew people in very old costumes as well, so went through a bunch of different fashion stages. But yeah, it was always a lot of fun. Murders, I don't really know. Since I was a tiny toddler, probably. I also went to an art focused school since little and art preschool. Oh, well, that's awesome. Is that was that like a university, or was that just a school that had a lot of art focused subjects? Murders. Oh, I've done that too. Haha. School books were always full of doodlings. Do you still have those with drawings in them? Yes, I do actually. I specifically wanted to keep those just to refer back to, you know, a lot of my original drawings. So I definitely still have them, and it's really awesome to look back at and I guess see how my art style progressed. So, but yeah, I went from you know doing pen sketches mostly. At the time, I hated doing drawing with a pencil, and now it's my favorite thing. But yeah, back then everything was done in pen, and then when I got to uni, um, I was mostly a digital artist, and over the past couple of years, I've moved from digital art to mostly traditional art. So yeah, the only part of my artwork at the moment that's still digital is when I do these drawings and I color them in Procreate. But I have done some of them in watercolor as well, so don't always do them digitally, but most of the time I do. Just saves a lot of time. Also can, you know, get a lot of different colors. You don't have to invest in so much paint, but I do prefer the traditional media, definitely, that's for sure. Just feel like it gets that really artsy and raw effect that I'm after. Obviously it's not for everyone, but you know, for what I'm trying to achieve, it's perfect. Meredith, since first grade to high school end, painting, drawing, anatomy, dancing, performance art, sculpture, etc. Wow, you definitely had the quite the creative upbringing there. That's awesome. Do you still keep all of those up? I've never actually tried dancing myself, but I guess everybody does need to know some kind of basic dance moves at some point, so yeah, definitely be keen to give that a go at some point. I try to imitate my Fallout character's dance moves, so there's now this dance that your character does in the Fallout game, and it's called the Mothman dance. It's really awesome. I can have a look and share the YouTube link actually, and then you guys can have a go at trying to imitate that one. Just quickly have a look if I can find that one. But yeah, that's it's called the Mothman dance, and I tried to actually follow along with this one, but it wasn't as easy. So unfortunately, I had to give up. But yeah, I've copied the link in the chat. You guys can have a look over there if you want. It's quite elaborate. Let me know what you think about it. Murders. Ooh, I've seen that move, but not in Fallout. Really? Did they steal it from somewhere? Curious as to where you've seen that. Is it an actual thing? In the Fallout game, there's these, what do you call it? Mothman cults, where people actually worship the Mothman in the game. So they're the guys who generally do that dance. Hopefully her hair's starting to take a little bit more shape. I think we're getting there. I think we're going to have time to follow up yesterday's drawing and finish it up today. Didn't think we would, actually. There we go. Hopefully her broom's starting to look a little bit more magical. Murder's pretty fluid. In some what is it called? Vogue? Sorry, I'm not sure what you mean by that. I've never danced that style myself though. Yeah, it's not tricky. It's very tricky to emulate. I gave it a go, but I just lost track because there's so many different moves, and I'm not a great memorizer, so it was a bit much, but I'll definitely give it another go at some point. See if I can follow along. At least my character can do it. I may not be able to, but my character can. I'm definitely gonna have a lot of fun scanning in all these drawings at some point. My scanner takes quite a while when it does its scan, but when it does do a good job. It's a really nice scanner. I've definitely been very happy with my scanner and printer purchases, so get a lot of people asking me questions on Instagram about which printer to get and that kind of thing, and I always just say don't buy anything intermediate. If you're gonna go for something, either get a professionally printed or buy a really good one, because you're just gonna waste money. Murders. Looks like part of a Vogue dance. Oh, really? Several styles could use that move though. I got a scanner from 1994. Oh wow. Do you know which one it is? Works still well, almost as old as me. Well, mine's actually extremely old as well. The old ones are really good, so I didn't want to get a new one because yeah, I wanted to get one that scans in A3 and scans in really good quality, so I went for one of the good old ones. Especially if you're working in traditional media, you really need something that can capture all those details. You don't want them to get lost. And since I'm spending so much time on all this line work with my drawings, I needed to get something that can capture that. So it was getting quite lost in the other printers. That, and the other thing was the colors were just always so off. I had to spend ages editing them whenever I scanned anything in. It was atrocious. Murders, Canon something. Okay. Look. Not sure what mine is. I'll quickly have a look down here because I store mine down here. Can't see any names on mine, so I'm not sure what mine is. But yeah, I think mine should be a Canon as well. I have a Canon printer, so yeah, definitely a Canon fan. My old Epson printer. Not that Epson is bad. Obviously, I had a really cheap version of my Epson printer, and yeah, it was always forever cleaning, forever getting clogged, and getting stuck paper. It was an endless nightmare. I could never get it working. So since I've moved to this one, it's been so much better. It actually cleans itself, and yeah, it's just a breeze to use. And obviously when I get orders, I can't, just pop in to the printers at last minute and ask them for something. I need to get things shipped out real quick, so I needed to invest in something that was going to allow me to do that. I think she had a little bit of stripes to her chest. There we go. I think I should definitely set myself some goals for the up and coming, the next Drawlloween. Try and focus on something specifically. So for this one, I just want to see if I can make the challenge through. If I could do a drawing every day of Drawlloween and post one. I want to be sure I can commit to that first before I challenge myself a little bit more. But next year, I'd definitely like to focus on, more challenging compositions and more challenging hairstyles as well. Murders. All right, sadly, I need to leave you again. Oh, that's all right. Thank you for popping by as well. Time to walk my dog too and some chores. It's been lovely as always, and she looks splendid with the piglet. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Murders, good luck and you can do the challenge. Thank you. Awesome. I will definitely keep that in mind that you're backing me. Yeah, I'm very determined, so well, I hope you have a nice day and enjoy the walk with your dog. Trying to just get that little bit of white back in the end of the tail because I got that a little too dark. That's what erasers are for though. There we go. Really loving his cute little tail. So cute. Now I gotta figure out what to do with that one's shadow, I guess. I do think it does need to be elongated just a bit more, just so we don't end up with something too dissimilar from the other one. There we go. Just trying to add that shading in the middle so I don't flatten the whole thing out again. If I don't go and shade to the edges, it gets a little bit more dimension to it. I'm just gonna add a little bit more detail to his little eye over there. There we go. He's definitely looking quite proud of himself. So I'm not sure if that shadow would fall on the piggy because the lighting is actually coming from that end, so we'll see if we can just leave it as is. That should be good. Just trying to get the foreshortening of this thing a little bit more obvious. Make it stand out. There we go. Seems like our music has stopped again. Doesn't like us. So relaxing here at the moment with the rain and everything. Just getting to draw late at night, listen to the nice rain. Just adding a little bit more definition to her broomstick. It's definitely one of the feature pieces of the drawing, so we do want it to have a lot of detail to it. But yeah, I've really been enjoying drawing the broomstick actually. My first ever time doing one, so I saw somebody on Instagram with those automatic vacuum devices, and they actually put broomsticks on them, so it looks like they're just haunted and moving on their own. It's hilarious. I thought it was pretty cool. Gotta invite guests over when you do that. Creep them out a bit. There we go. I think her broomstick is almost done. Giving it a little bit more green. Just adding textures and stuff. And that was a bit harsh. Don't want that to stand out as much. There we go. I think we're getting there. Just adding a little bit more detail to the shadows on her clothing, and then I think we'll wrap her up and work on the other one while we finish up. I'll probably end the stream and go for a quick break and then head back. I think you gotta blend that in so it doesn't stand out as much. I've been following a lot more YouTube tutorials lately. Well, not really tutorials, but process videos, I guess. And it's always interesting to see how other artists feel about their work and their process, and yeah, just fascinating watching them creating and I guess making their own videos. It's nice to put on in the background and yeah, focus on what you're doing, listening to it. Same with Twitch streams as well. I think our little piggy is starting to really pop. There we go. Gotta give him a nice plump little belly as well. Keep him happy. I think the main reason I want to be a children's book illustrator is to help children feel like they can keep their imagination alive and, you know, maybe possibly one day earn a living off it themselves, you know. I think it often dies once they become adults, and it's really sad because, you know, there's so much that we can experience out of our imagination. And I really want kids to be able to grow up and, you know, not lose that, just be able to be themselves and focus on creating, I guess. Keep playing. Yeah, I think we're pretty much done. I think we're ready. I'm really happy with how she turned out. Now, always the plan is where to put that signature of mine. Can never really decide where I want it to go, but I think best is just to give it my best shot. Might actually just put it somewhere here. There we go. And she's done. Our little witch for Drawlloween. The 4th drawing that we've done. But yeah, I think it's time to finish up yesterday's one that we didn't get done. So I'll end the stream, take a quick break, and I'll be back with our little changeling. So, but yeah, thank you guys. Thank you all for coming and watching. If you do want to stick around, I will be streaming in a couple of minutes, doing my little changeling over here. But yeah, if you need to go, that's all right. But I just want to thank you all for supporting me on the stream today. It really means a lot.